All right, class, here's how you do the lab quite quickly. Question 1, I think everyone got it, no need to go over it. Question 2, just to make sure you remember. So I'm going to open this in Excel. And I'm going to do that one with a pivot table. Why do I do it with a pivot table? Well, because I have the data here. I don't have the counts yet. So I need to create the counts. To make the counts, I'm going to do that with a pivot table. I do that by selecting the range. I didn't need to select. Excel kind of figured it out. And I'm going to put this here in an existing worksheet. And I get this this worksheet here, right? What do I want inside my pivot table? I want both gender and major. Here, what did it do? It added major in rows, nothing in columns, and the count of gender here. That's not exactly what I want. I want these categories here. I want the major here in the column, so I'm going to take it and drag it there. Oh, it actually moved it. And here, then I want the gender right here, so I'm going to take this here. I'm going to drag it there. And here the count of gender is fine. And so these are my answers, not exactly because this is female then male, and this is male then female. In order to not get it wrong, I'm gonna flip it so that I don't have to do any mental gymnastics, and then I can just punch things in, right? 13, 16, 11, 40. All right, now how do I do the next 3 questions? They want based on the full percentage of all 40 responses, then row percentages, then column percentages. Okay, so I like to just reproduce my table 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This one I'm going to change and do the grand total. The next one is going to be row total, and the next one column total, right? You can do it this way that I just did, or you can do it just by right-clicking and doing show values as percent of row total, and here show values as percent of column total. And there you go, you have all your answers, and they're already here. I'm lucky it's already in the correct format. Nope, it's not the correct format. It wants 1 decimal. So I'm just going to go ahead and change this to just 1 decimal because I don't want to calculate things in my head. Okay? And then all I need to do is fill that in. I check, this one is 100%, so this is the correct total percentages. Everything's good. I'm not going to copy the other 2. You know how it works. Question 3 was simple. Again, open this in Excel. This is just asking you to get the percentages. So you do this. You can get the sum actually by clicking here, or you can do equals sum of all these numbers. And then you just need to get you need to divide this by that. Don't forget to press F4 to get your dollar signs. Do this, run it down. It's asking me for percentages, not shares. So I'm going to do this. And it wants 2 decimal places. So I'm going to do this, 1, 2. And then you can fill in your answer, 15. These questions are pretty straightforward. Question 4 was a little tricky because you did not want to do it with a pivot table like we just did. You wanted to do it with just the formulas because that, in fact, in this case, goes a lot quicker. Okay, so you want this table, you're going to reproduce this table, but changing the numbers into row, into total, row, and column totals, right? So this is going to be total, this is going to be rows, this is going to be columns. So how do you do it? You take this, and here you want double dollars, right? Because you want to keep this. You want to divide all the numbers by this one. You check that it gave you a 1, or in other words, that it gave you 100%. Here it is. And you want 2 decimal places, so this is going to be your answer. This one, you want the same thing, except this time you want to divide by the rows, and you only want D to stay fixed. So you do $D, okay? And then you drag and redrag, and you change it to percentages, and you're okay. And this one, you're going to take that divided by the total of the column. This time it's the 4 that you want to have a dollar sign on, and you go this way and this way. And those are your answers. Just to check, let's do them. Okay, the other 2 I'm not going to show. Question 5 was really straightforward. All you need to do is get the right division. So they tell you that this was your sample size, that you had 8% of males and 13% of females that answered they prefer tinting, and they're just asking you, what do the results tell you about the difference between males and females? So approximately how many percent of all people? Well, that's easy. That is simply this number plus that number divided by the total. So you can do that really simply. You got 46, 74. Those are the ones that answered yes. The sum is equal to 120. And so here you do 120 divided by the total, 1146, and that gives you your answer. They want that as a percentage with the nearest tenth, meaning the near, so it's 10.5, okay? So approximately 10.5, but am I doing it in the right row? Not necessarily. Here, if you read all 4 answers, so in this case, 13% is 5% more than 8%, and so the answer is that a higher percentage of women than men prefer luxury, the average being 10.5%. And here for the last question, all you needed to do is to sort. Now, how do you sort in Excel? Very simple. You have your data. You click in the column you want to sort, and then you just press this, and this sorted it. Just if you want to be sure, you can do it the long way, which is you open this dialog and you say that you want to sort by work hours needed, not team name, and you want to sort on the values, and you want to sort smallest to largest. It gives you the same answer than just clicking in this row and clicking this. Okay, and then all you need to say is the 5 smallest values are these 5, and the 5 largest values are those 5, and so you're just going to punch in those numbers. Now, how do you do a frequency for this? That you want to start with a frequency distribution. So you need to put these bin sizes into here. You need to tell Excel what the bins should be. Now, importantly, it should include the lower bound, but not the upper bound, which means that here the upper bound is not going to be 6, 8, 10, 12, etc. It's going to be 599, 799, 10, 999, etc. So how do you do this? I'm going to make my bins here. I'm going to make my frequencies here. So the first one is going to be 599. The second one is going to be 799. Here, an easy trick, you can just drag this down. It understands. Okay, and now how do you do that? The full way that works for everybody is to select where your array is going to go, write frequency right here. It tells me to fill in the data and the bins. So the data is this, comma, the bins are those. Close this. Be careful, not pressing enter, but pressing Control Shift Enter. Okay? And this is, and these are my answers. and the total is 25. I got this by pressing Control Shift T. That's really quick too. Or you can press here, or you can do sum. 25. How to get the percentage distribution? That's fairly simple. You just do this. We already did that before, right? And now there's just one question left, asking around which grouping are the costs concentrated. Obviously, for me, it's here at the very bottom. So class with highest frequency is the second class, is the one that goes from 6 to 8. And over half of the data is contained in that class alone. And that's it. Hopefully this video is helpful.